it's Moni. So today I'm going to be doing a sit down or a story time, an experience that I've had. I don't know if a lot of people have had this experience before, but I sure did, and I was kind of like shocked about it. So let me stop talking and let's go ahead and get to the video. Sister, do you still be? So I want to let you guys know about a time that I was engaged. The first time I was engaged, actually. I've been married for almost 3 years now. In September 27, woo woo, I'll be 3 years. So when I was, let me see, I think I was 18. Yeah, when I was 18, I was a senior in high school. I was engaged. And when I say I was engaged, I'm not saying it because I want it to be. Okay, so let me start from the beginning. So when I was a senior in high school, didn't want to be in a relationship, like a serious relationship. I mean, you're 18, how serious can it be? But I was a senior in high school. I was getting ready to graduate. I was just having a lot of fun with my friends. We were just enjoying being seniors. I mean, this was our year. I met this guy and we would hang out, but we never hanged out by ourselves. I know it sounds kind of weird, but we never did. We always hanged out as a group. Either was with people that I knew or his sister, his friends or whatever, but we were never alone. I really didn't care much. I felt like we had zero in common. Absolutely nothing in common. He was a bit older than me. I'm not saying like he was like super older than me, but I was 18 and he was like 3 or 4 years older than me. So my parents always, like any other parent, wants the best for their kids, right? I know mine do. So they really wanted me to date someone who was Christian. My faith, my religion is a huge part of who I am, So they wanted me to date someone who was a Christian. And it's not that I'm a rebel. I always did the opposite of what my family wanted me to do. And I know I'm not the only one. I mean, I was a teenager. So, I mean, that doesn't justify a lot of things that I did when I was a teenager. But I was like the wild child, I guess. I don't know. But my parents really liked him because he was really into church. He was really into, his faith was like really good. And so my parents really encouraged this relationship, but I was just not feeling it. Like, I have no idea how we ended up dating, but we dated. But oh my God, I adore his sister. I've never met anybody. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I think I kept on staying in that relationship because the friendship that I made with his sister was like no other. So the friendship I made with his sister was, I don't know, she was like my best friend at that time. I mean, I had a lot of friends, but I truly believe that she was like a true best friend in the aspect of the way that she would talk to me. Like, she really hit like my heart.
If that even makes sense. I don't even make sense.
She would always message me, "Hey Moni, I hope you're having a good day." I've never had that before. As a friend who is a girl, like, I didn't have it the way that she was giving me all this attention, but like, she was just a great friend. I kept on staying because I didn't want to lose that relationship. I knew that if me and this person, broke up or whatever, that was it. At the time, I didn't have a lot of positive people in my life. I had a lot of people around me, but nobody giving me correct advice. So she was like the one that was kind of like opening my eyes to like, hey, what are you doing? Why are you doing this and that? It made me think about other things that I wasn't thinking about. When he would call me, because he was older, he always had that older vibe. He was very serious. And it's not that I'm not a serious person, but like at that time, I was like more like, how should I explain it? Immature. I was definitely mature at that time. And he was like in a whole other level that I was not there yet. Like, at all. Like, the relationship was just bad. In his eyes, the relationship was good. I remember, so this is where the story gets interesting. I remember when I was at home, and then my mom calls me into my brother's room, and I remember the way that she called me into that room. It wasn't mad. It was more of a concern, a kind of like, why didn't you tell us? But I remember walking into the room, and she had just gotten off the phone with somebody, and she said, why didn't you tell us? And I'm looking at her like, what are you talking about? What do you mean? What didn't I tell you? What? And she's like, why didn't you tell us that you were engaged? I was shocked. I was like, what? Engaged? I'm not engaged. And she's like, yes, everybody knows. Why didn't you tell me? I'm like, what are you talking about, Mom? I am not engaged. Hold up. Back it up. Surprised I was when my mom said that I was engaged. Like, when did I say yes? When did this proposal happen? When did I accept to marry some man? This man. The man I didn't even like. And she's like, so why are they saying that you're engaged? I was like, I have no idea. Let me find out. Till this day, I still don't even understand what was going on through his mind. I was just so mad. Like, I never showed any interest in a relationship at all. He answered and I said, why are you telling people that we're getting engaged? And he's like, what do you mean? Are we not getting engaged? When did you propose? Where's the ring? Oh, did you ask my family? Did you ask me? Did you even know that I actually want to say yes to you? Obviously, we were not on the same page, and I would have said no. I mean, it probably like would have hurt him or whatever. My mom did some digging. She was like, did you see on his profile that he has a baby? And I was like, no. What are you talking about? First, I found out that I'm engaged. Now I find out that he has a kid. My parents were like, I think you should let her know because you got really close to her. Your friendship is really, has grown really strong with her. You guys are good friends. I think she will understand. So I did. I called her and said, hey, me and your brother are not dating anymore. And she was like, why? What happened? So I told her and I asked, hey, why didn't you tell me that he had a baby, a kid? And she was like, what? And I told her, yeah, I spoke to him and that he was denying his baby, or at least to me, he didn't want to tell me that he had a kid because of so and so reason. And she was just like, he never told us that he has a son or a daughter. He never told us. Why would he lie about that? My parents didn't even know. And I was just like, this just got awkward, like, oh my god, what am I supposed to do now? So I was just on the phone like, oh, you didn't know? I didn't even know what to say to the poor girl. I already parted my ways with him, and I told her what I needed to tell her. Built this really good friendship. Unfortunately, let's be honest, like, whenever you build a friendship with your ex-boyfriend or whatever, like if they have sisters or whatever, or cousins, more than likely eventually the relationship starts dying down. Not everybody, but in my case it did, and it sucked because I really didn't want to lose her friendship. But she obviously was gonna take her brother's side. Whatever her brother told her, she was gonna take his side regardless, because it's her brother. I would have done the same thing with my family. And then a year later I got invited to this party. So we went. Guess who walks in the door? Him. I was like, oh my god. This world is such a small world. What in the world are you doing here? So he was there with some other girl, lady, whatever you want to call her. And I was just like, oh man, this is awkward, you know? Like I felt so awkward because I could feel him looking at me. And I told the person who was with me, like, is he looking this way? And she's like, yeah. And I can feel it. I'm like, man, I just want to go because I feel so awkward. I toughed it up, you know, like, what could we do? So I continued with the party, whatever, and then I left and I was ready. I was like, we gotta go. Let's just go. The whole experience was crazy. Like, now that I look back at it, now that I actually got proposed the correct way when my husband proposed to me, it was just crazy to think that I was engaged, but I wasn't really engaged. I mean, everybody knew I was engaged except me. So I'm kind of glad that I did break the relationship, that I had the guts to, you know what, I don't care if I'm the bad person, I just can't do it anymore. And I did. I broke it off, and you know, I met my lovely husband, and I'm so glad that I am married to him, to my husband, and you know, everything is the way that it should be now. Definitely comment. I want to hear someone, you know, say, hey, I had the same experience as you did. I got proposed without even knowing, and my whole family knew. Thank you for watching my video and my crazy story time, and I'll see you guys in my next video.